The number 5th type of the simple epithelium are simple glandular epithelium, or they are also known as glandular tissue. Here in the features we found that they comprises modified columnar cells which are called gland cells, and they are present on the basement membrane. They form different type of glands. If we go through the classification, because there are different classification of this glandular epithelium. So in the classification part, first of all, they are classified to the presence or absence of ducts. So according to the presence and absence of duct system, they are classified into two types. Number 1, endocrine epithelium, and number 2, exocrine epithelium. So endocrine epithelium, exocrine epithelium. In the endocrine epithelium there are no duct, so they are ductless. And the exocrine epithelium, they have ducts. So based on this system, that is presence and absence of duct, there are two types, endocrine and exocrine. Generally, endocrine glands, which are responsible for the production and secretion of hormones, and exocrine glands are responsible for the production and secretion of the enzymes. So these are the two types of glands according to the presence and absence of ducts. According to the number of cells, there are another classification, unicellular glands and multicellular glands. So according to the number of cells, there is another classification, unicellular glands and multicellular glands. The example of unicellular glands like goblet cells having single cell, and multicellular then one cell. So this is another classification according to the number of cells present. The example of unicellular glands are, for example, goblet cells. Multicellular, like for example, submandibular salivary gland. So these are the examples. The examples of exocrine and endocrine also, we have not given the examples. In the endocrine epithelium, the examples are pituitary glands, adrenal glands, and for the exocrine, they are gastric glands, pancreatic glands, etc. The number 3 type is according to the mode of secretion. According to the mode of secretion, there are 3 types of glands: merocrine glands, holocrine glands, apocrine glands. So in merocrine glands, which are the major types, what happens? The secretory product leave the cell by exocytosis. Here the product is formed inside the cell, and by the exocytotic process they come out from the cell. In case of holocrine glands, the secretory product shed with the whole cell. Causing destruction of the cell. In case of holocrine, the secretory product release but with the whole cell, and that's why the cell which produced the product they destroyed. In case of apocrine glands, the secretory product is discharged with parts of apical cytoplasm. So according to the mode of secretion, there are 3 types: merocrine, holocrine and apocrine. What is the difference between the 3 types of glands are that in every gland the secretion a bit different. The secretory product leave the cell by exocytosis in case of merocrine gland. In holocrine gland, the secretory product destroy the cell and released. And in case of apocrine glands, the secretory products discharged with parts of apical cytoplasm. So 3 categories are found, and if we gone through the example, then the merocrine glands, all the digestive glands, exocrine pancreas, then like sebaceous gland, here mammary gland. Number 4. According to the type of secretory product, the glandular epithelium are of 3 types. Number 1. Serous glands. Number 2. Mucous glands. Number 3. Seromucous glands. So the serous glands which secrete the fluid called serous fluid, they are composed of serous acini. Generally the serous acini are made up of serous cells. For example, parotid gland. We know that parotid gland is one type of salivary gland. The mucous glands are composed mainly of mucous acini. The example is sublingual salivary gland. And the seromucous glands, which contain both the serous, they are made up of both serous and mucous acini. For example, submandibular. Is also one kind of salivary gland. So according to the type of secretory product, there are serous glands, mucous glands and seromucous glands. Now according to the shape of the secretory portion, there are tubular, simple coiled, acinar and tubulo-acinar. So tubular, simple coiled acinar and tubulo-acinar. In the tubular, there are simple unbranched, simple branched and compound. Like the simple coiled acinar, tubular acinar, all these types of glandular epithelial tissues according to their secretory portion are also found. We will see in a diagram that how the tubular, coiled, acinar and tubulo-acinar cells are look like. As we have seen different classification of the glandular epithelial tissue, so in the distribution, we say that in every part of our body where the glands are located, the glandular epithelial tissues are found. The major parts like stomach, salivary gland, endocrine glands, etc. Apart from this, the different areas of body is also provided by glandular epithelium, and the most important function is to produce and release different secretory products. So this is in brief the characteristics, the classification, the distribution and the function of the epithelial tissue. Hope you students understand. Just go through the discussion and try to internalize the above mentioned things. Thank you.